Braemar, i.e.the, is a village in Aberdeenshire, Scotland, around 58 miles west of Aberdeen in the Highlands. It is the closest significantly sized settlement to the upper course of the River Dee, sitting at an altitude of 339 metres. The Gaelic Bràigh Mhàrr properly refers to the area of Upper Marr, i.e. the area of Marr to the west of Aboyne, the village itself being Castleton of Braemar. The village used to be known as Kindrochade, breɪʻmæːr, referred to only the part of the village on the east bank of the river, the part on the west bank being known as Aberdeenshire. Geography. Braemar is approached from the south on the A93 from Glen Clooney and the Kenwell Pass, and from the east also on the A93 from Deeside. Braemar can be approached on foot from the west through Glen Tilt, Glen Feshie, Glen Dee, and Glen Derry. Braemar is within a 1.5-hour drive of Aberdeen, Dundee, and Perth. The village is overlooked by Carnarvon, by Creek Chuinich, by Carnarvon, and by Moroni. Climate. Braemar is the third coldest low-lying place in the UK, after the villages of Dalwhinnie and Lead Hills, with an annual average temperature of 6.8 degrees Celsius. Braemar has twice entered the UK weather records, with the lowest ever UK temperature of -27.2 degrees Celsius on the 11th of February 1895, and the 10th of January 1982. Braemar has an average of 102 days of air frost and 153 days with 1 mm or more of rainfall. Snowfall can be heavy in winter and early spring, and often accumulates to depths of 30 centimeters or more. On the 30th of September 2015, Braemar had one of the largest recorded diurnal ranges of temperature in the UK. It also recorded the warmest and coldest temperatures for the UK for September 2015 on that day. The maximum temperature was 24.0 degrees Celsius and the minimum was -1.3 degrees Celsius. The very next day it was again the coldest and warmest place in the UK. The minimum temperature was -2.0 degrees Celsius and the maximum was a new record for Braemar. It was 22.7 degrees Celsius. Braemar recorded -5.0 degrees Celsius later that month, meaning that for the second month in a row, Braemar recorded the warmest and coldest monthly temperatures for the UK. Also in 2015, temperatures reached a new record for November for Braemar of 17.7 degrees Celsius set on the 2nd. History. Historically, the village is situated in the upper end of the historical earldom of Marr, literally the Braes o' Marr. In Scottish Gaelic, Bràigh Mhàrr referred to the general locality rather than the village itself. The use of Braemar to specifically refer to the village dates to around 1870. Previously, two independent hamlets existed on the banks of the Clooney Water, named on the west bank Auchendrane, on the east bank Castleton, the name referring to Kindrochade Castle rather than Braemar Castle. The names Auchendrane and Castleton are clearly marked on the current Ordnance Survey maps below the larger and bolder Braemar. Traditionally, Malcolm III with his first queen came to the area in around 1059, and according to legend held a great gathering at the original settlement of Aberdeenshire, situated under the present-day graveyard. He is also credited with having built a timber bridge across the Clooney in the original Kindrochade Castle, the siting of which was derived from a strategic relation to the crossings of the Grampian Mount. The ruins of Kindrochade Castle on the east bank of the Clooney Water, slightly upriver from the bridge in Braemar, are considered to be largely of 14th century origin and replacing the presumed timber construction of the original castle. The name Kindrochade is the source of the name Castleton, being Balchasdale. On the 6th of September 1715, John Erskine, Earl of Marr, raised the Jacobite standard at Braemar, instigating the 17 1715 rising against the Hanoverian succession. In 1795 a Roman Catholic chapel was built on the high ground to the west of Auchendrine, giving the name to Chapel Brae, which, according to Wireless, was being used as a school. Into the 20th century, the village was almost completely owned and divided by the adjoining estates of Marr, Auchendrine and Invercold on one side, and Castleton on the other. To some extent, the interstate rivalry led to the building of the Five Farms Hotel in Auchendrine, and the Invercold Arms Hotel in Castleton. Interestingly, the Invercold Arms was built over the mound where John Erskine, 6th Earl of Marr, raised the Jacobite standard in 1715. Auchendrine from Ac and Droihin belonged to a branch of the Farquharsons until it was forfeited in the aftermath of the Jacobite Rising of 1745. Later that century it was acquired by William Duff, 1st Earl. Catholicism has traditionally been strong in the Braemar area, and the bones of St Andrew rested in Braemar before being taken to the place now known as St Andrews. The Catholic Church in Braemar is dedicated to St Andrew, was built in 1839. Johann von Lamont, the famous Scottish-German astronomer and astrophysicist who pioneered the study of the Earth's magnetic field, was born in nearby Corriemelsey. Language. In the 1891 census, 59.2% of the population of Braemar spoke the Gaelic language habitually. The percentage of those actually able to speak the language would have been somewhat higher. The small crofting township of Inverary was 86.3% Gaelic-speaking, most non-speakers being originally from Lower Deeside. The Gaelic spoken in the Aberdeenshire Highlands shared most features in common with the Gaelic of Strathspey and East Perthshire. The last native speaker of the local Gaelic dialect died in 1984, though there are still surviving native speakers of the similar Strathspey dialect. At the 2001 census, out of a total population of 839 in Crathy and Braemar civil parish, only 5 claimed to be Gaelic speakers. Braemar Gathering, known colloquially as the Games and originating from those believed to have been held by Malcolm III. An annual Highland Games gathering is held at Braemar on the first Saturday in September and is traditionally attended by the British royal family. In 1746, the Act of Prescription stopped all clan gatherings, but following its repeal in 1782, the old enthusiasms for such events returned. About 1826, the Braemar Highland Society was created, the first modern-day games taking place in 1832. On the 14th of September 1844, Queen Victoria attended the gathering at Invercold. In 1866, Royal was added to Braemar Highland Society, and in 1906, the Duke of Fife presented 12 acres of Marr estate to the Society and the Princess Royal and Duke of Fife Memorial Park. The current home of the Braemar gathering was created. Since Queen Victoria's time, the reigning monarch has been the patron of the Braemar Royal Highland Society. Gallery 2006 Gathering. This gallery shows general views of the 2006 Braemar Gathering. Amenities. Braemar has a golf course, 2 large hotels as well as many smaller hotels and private homes offering bed and breakfast style accommodation, and a large SYHA hostel. On the southern edge of the village there is also a caravan site. A tourist information centre is opposite the Five Farms Hotel. Braemar also has a small post office, village shop and mountain bike hire. Morony-Birkwood Nature Reserve. The Morony-Birkwood Nature Reserve is a nature reserve on the edge of the village, reached from the car park at the top of Chapel Brae. Gallery. This gallery shows general views of Braemar.